harder. Benavidez is too big. Canelo been fighting.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a big a beat down, man, because he ain't gonna have nothing to keep Benavidez off of him. You know the way Benavidez fight, man. He come on strong, man. So
Yeah.
you know, like boy, he gonna have to go. He gonna have to have a bag of tricks, man, to get up out of that, man. It might be the first
Mm.
time he gets stopped.
Let me ask you a
Canelo
question. Do you go ahead? Go ahead, Kenny. What were you about to say?
fighting a lot of former welterweight guys that's blown up at the end of their career, and he been making
Right.
it
Mm-hmm.
look good. This time he's gonna
Yeah.
have somebody, bigger than him, and just as strong as him,
Hmm. Yep.
not stronger.
Okay. Y'all feel though that Canelo could take advantage of because one thing I've seen about Benavidez is that he gets caught off balance a lot. What do y'all think about Canelo catching him off of balance?
I think every fighter has a flaw. Even Canelo himself got a flaw. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just some adjustments he's gonna have to make throughout the fight. It
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
fall off balance.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
But
go ahead, brother.
no, I just think that his strength, man. I'm saying he's real at that weight class, man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It ain't like he then moved up from different weight classes to get to that weight that he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he started out there, so he's coming down
From
from a
200.
heavier weight. You
Yeah.
know, and he's bringing that strength down there with him. You
Hmm.
know, and that makes a big difference, man.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
What about go ahead,
Well, no, man,
Bruce?
we're all waiting for Canelo to get old before our very eyes, but he keeps winning, man. You know, aside from the Bivol fight, but that we can give him that because he stepped up in weight class, to a legit light heavyweight, unlike Kovalov, who was pretty much crumbled when he fought him. But
Mm.
but I'm gonna say Benavides, he's got the chance, he's got the size, he's got the speed, and he can go toe to toe with Canelo, but Canelo he just seems to be pulling it out of his hat, man. And I think his experience, I think he knows how to go the 12 rounds, and
Mm-hmm.
I just think Canelo will stop him late. Benavides is got he's got a great future ahead of him in boxing, and he could be, man. This is a real pick'em fight. This fight could go either way, man. I would love to see it. They're both PBC fighters. There's no reason in the world this fight shouldn't be made. Um, you know, if it's not made, I don't know who's ducking who, but it's definitely a huge fight. Now they're saying Canelo's going to fight Jamal Charlo on
Mm.
Cinco de Mayo, and they're
Mm-hmm.
even setting up a possible fight with Munguia later on down the line. So, man, I don't know how boxing works. I have no control over it, but this is truly a fight that I want to see.
I won't be surprised, man. He might be the first one that stopped Canelo because Canelo he gets hit. He's get hit. He get hit quite often by them big guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm saying all at once that'll be your last fight. You know, and he been having some really tough fights, man. Especially moving up in the weight class and stuff, man. And those punches are heavy. You know, I'm serious, and I'm see just one day will be your last fight. You say, "No, man, I can't do it no more." And he's
That's
getting to that. He's getting to that stage, man. You
I,
know,
I
where
think I think the Mexican Monster is gonna bring more dog than what Bivol did to him. And, he,
mm.
and
yeah,
that is
I can look for that.
just as big as
Yeah.
Bivol in that fight.
Well, I think Benavidez would take more chances than Bivol did because I
Yeah.
didn't think Bivol took chances. I think that he brought more of a clinic that day than because he for one he wasn't into fighting on the ropes.
Mm.
He'll bring Canelo right back to the center of the ring. He was using the 1, 2 and out. You know what I'm saying, or
Mm.
one. You know what I'm saying. He
Well,
wasn't putting
is
together
Canelo
combinations.
asking for a rematch?
Well, he was saying it at one time, but we're not hearing anything. But I just don't see how he gets away from this one, man.
And Bivol offered to come down to 168 and fight him
Yeah,
again.
and see, Bivol got he got the answer now, man.
Yeah, he did.
So he'll fight him again. I don't think that Canelo might want to do it again, you know, because it would be even worse than the first.
I think so. I've said that from the beginning. After that fight, I was like, you know, even if he comes down to 68, he was confident about coming down to 68, you know, because he knew he could get undisputed from it, for one. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and then it was like, beat him twice. I beat you at 75, then I beat you at 68. I don't think it was a good move for Canelo team to take that fight again. You know,
well, everybody going for history, man. You know, you can't make history if you don't take chances, man.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Canelo is wealthy, bro. He's got, what they say, 300 gas stations in Mexico.
Good Lord.
I mean, Lord, he's making thousands of dollars every day. His wealth is going up, and how can you really have that hunger to get in there against a young tiger like Benavidez when you don't have to do it anymore? You know, there could become that time. I mean, dude, the older you get, the harder it is to get out of bed. Dude, we're the OGs. I don't got to tell you cats anything. I mean, you know,
all I want to do is watch how somebody run. I'll watch them hit on everybody.
Yeah, bro. If you got a fat bank account that's growing every day without having to sweat about it, you know, it takes the edge away. Where Benavidez, you know, he's made some dough, but he hasn't made the life-changing dough. So that could be a factor right there. You know, Benavidez, Canelo could.
He hasn't been out there that long, really. You know, he hasn't been out there that long. What, about maybe 4 years, something like that, 3-4 years.
He won 2 world titles.
Yeah, but I'm saying there wasn't no money at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
He really made no money, you know.
Well, this fight would be life-changing bread for Benavidez. You know,
and I'm pretty much sure, man, Canelo can make $100 million off this fight, man.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fight him, you're gonna make some money, man.
Yeah. That's $100 million fight right there. And that just do you speaking out of my head, bro. I was saying the same. Canelo said he got 3, 4, 5 more years left of fighting in his mind. So how can you not fight Benavidez if you think you got that much?
He got at least a couple more years left, you know. But I'm saying he's gonna have to change that weight class, man, because it's gonna be dangerous, man. He's gonna have to come back down to a weight 160? More comparable. No, he's gonna have to come down lower than that, man.
Who, Canelo?
Because of his height. He's only maybe about 5'7.5", 5'8", if he's 5'8", man.
Come down to 54.
Yeah, he be fighting them big guys, man. You don't realize how, you know, and he get a guy that's big and can box and got a little punch, man, and got the height and stuff, and know how to use their reach, you know, fight tall. Man, man, I'm telling you, man.
Hey, but Canelo wasn't making 154 when he was at 154. Remember, he started his own weight class, the 155 class.
Yeah. What to learn always.
Yeah, but I'm saying he had that pull like that. He could do that.
Nah, he won't even fight at middleweight. He's 168 for the rest of his career. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. That's dangerous. He gets somebody, man, that can really see. He grew into that weight class.
Backing up the Mexican monster. He ain't gonna back him up.
Yeah.
Mexican monster gets stronger and stronger as the rounds go on.
Yeah, that's if he's doing some damage.
Man,
he gets somebody out there boxing them and moving and hitting them combinations and, you know, hurting them. All that stuff go out the water.
So y'all believe that Benavidez will be the guy that stops Canelo?
I think he got a great chance of stopping him,
He
man.
put something on. He young, man. He got the youth. He, you know.
Yeah.
How old is he? 23, 24?
I think he's 25 or 26 now.
Yeah, young and strong, man.
Yeah. He haven't hit. Look, that's not even prime yet.
Right.
Yeah, you know, 28,
But I'm saying,
29
you know, like,
prime.
so you gotta understand too, man, is that when you're getting ready for them damn fights, man, you still getting hit upside your head, man.
Yeah,
You still getting
upside your
banged on,
head.
man. All that stuff counts, man. You know, a lot of times fights are lost in the gym.
Wars.
Yeah, you know, because you got somebody trying, you know, say a promoter might want to come and visit. You know, you got the guys sparring with them, they're gonna try to show off, you know, and that's why a lot of guys get put out training camps and stuff, man. Because they go in there showing off and stuff. They want to be the star, man. Not trying to put their time in, you know.
You know, but you got to remember Canelo Alvarez. He's only 33, bro. It's not like he's
that's old, man.
But he started pros at 15 though.
It's not a young 33, but it's a 33.
No, I'm saying, look, he's been fighting a long time, man. And as you know, those punches add up, man. I'm saying even, you know, fighting, you're getting ready for fights, man. You're getting beat on, you know, and then you go out there, man, them little ass gloves on, man, them guys punching on you, man. Hey, it takes its toll, man. You know, one day you come in there real tight, then the next day is over, man. Next time you get there, man,
when is the last war that Alvarez has been in, though? He hasn't been in a Mexican war, has he? A shootout. Maybe the first fight with
Shoot, him and Ryder, they rumbled. He rumbled with Ryder.
Yeah. He didn't have some rough fights, man. Even though he came out on top, but
Hey, young fella, are you 50 or over?
Huh?
Are you 50 or over?
It depends on who you ask.
Hey, man, I'm asking you right now. This is a 50 and over chat now. You know, they tell me I got to card everybody.
Okay, well, you can stop right here.
Okay. All right. As long as you 50, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the compliment, champ.
Okay.
My man.
Hey,
what's going on, everybody?
We good, man. We talking. We're talking.
What's going on?
We're talking Canelo versus Benavidez.
I seen it. Coach Kenny, Mr. Marvin, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Humble, man. Humble, man. Just staying prayed up, man. No, I watched y'all. I just want to jump in for a few minutes. I don't want to cut off what y'all got going on. But Canelo, far as 4 or 5 years left, I wouldn't give him 4 or 5. He might have said that, but in the words of Coach Kenny, Father Time and Coach Calvin catches up with him. It ain't like
nobody gonna beat the clock, man.
It ain't it ain't like his record. He 37 years old. His record like 32, 35 fights. You know, he'd have been in some pretty decent wars. But only thing, man, about the Mexican monster, I'm still not sold on him, man. I'm still not sold on him, man. He gonna have to really be somebody that can give him some resistance the way he been destroying everybody else. Then I'll make my answer on him.
Who would you like for him to fight? Who would you like to see him fight?
I'm going with, if he fights Canelo, Canelo experience would beat him. Because the fighting style that the Mexican monster has, he throws a lot of punches and bunches. He really don't have the best defense. And I think an excellent counter puncher can hurt him. And Canelo, is an excellent counter puncher, and I think Canelo experience carry him through that fight. Now, what the outcome would be, I'm up in the air on that. But I got Canelo. I would take Canelo over Benavidez because who he beat that gave him any resistance. You see what I'm saying?
Plant was giving them some work. Plant was giving them some work.
Couldn't punch, so.
See,
he can't
that's
take a
what I'm
punch.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I got to see the Mexican monster in there with another monster, and then
David
Morrell,
or go up one and see Beterbiev.
No. Now I'm gonna tell you something. If he does that, and he ain't gonna walk through no Beterbiev. That's just the bottom line. Beterbiev, man, punching like a heavyweight. But I don't know, man. I think that he needs to fight. I like to see him with David Morrell, somebody young, like he young, and them two fight each other. Then we can say, if he do David Morrell dirty, I'll give him the moniker, the Mexican Monster.
Well, I don't think David Morrell yet is experienced enough yet. That's just my opinion, man. He's 10-0, and I just feel though he need a couple of more fights, man, against some sturdy opponents before I drop him in there.
You talking about the Cuban guy?
The Cuban guy.
Yeah. They only have about 10.
He got good feet. He got good feet now, real good feet.
Yeah, but as we talked about last time, right? You have great matchmakers. Great matchmakers. We gotta thank these matchmakers, man.
Yeah. I haven't stamped Morrell yet.
He been calling Benavidez out.
Yeah, he has. He's supposed to.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. That's his job.
Well, guess what? If he ain't ready, let's put him in a child's place then. Huh? What'd you say, Miss Mom?
No, I ain't said nothing yet.
Yeah, let's put him in.
That was Kenny.
Coach Kenny, what'd you say, Coach?
I said he can punch now.
You know, I'm just saying though, let's make this fight happen. This will be a big fight. This will be a big money fight.
It ain't gonna happen for a couple years, man. It ain't gonna happen, I'd say, in a year or so.
I believe that. I agree with that. Because Benavidez got his sights set on another. He want that Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother George Hanson and brother Bernard. How y'all doing today, brother?
How y'all doing?
Man, how y'all doing, brother?
Mr. Bernard. Hey, Mr. Bernard, look, check this out. Yo said 50 and up. We ain't doing no babysitting, Mr. Bernard.
I joined the club in June. I joined in June.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say too much no more anyway. The work the son put in.
Well,
what's going on, Mr. Bernard?
Man, it's a beautiful thing, man, to be with good brothers. That's what I think. It's a beautiful thing to be with good people.
My man.
Appreciate you, man.
What's up,
I'm
George?
sorry I got in late.
Not much, man. It's a very interesting conversation. But in this day and age, I guess I'm frustrated with boxing. We see world champions, right? And they're undefeated. We're having a discussion about whether they're ready for each other or not. I mean, if Benavidez doesn't fight Canelo, who should he fight? The ghost of Marvin Hagler or something? He's ready.
We all want him. We all want him to fight Canelo. We said Morrell. They'll mention Morrell.
If you have a world championship, you're ready for everyone. If not, give it up and move back down.
Facts.
That's my philosophy. If you have a world title, you know, guys have world titles.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
You have a
Really?
world
I can't argue
championship.
with that.
If you have a world title, if you're not ready, give it up and move back down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Benavidez and Canelo, it's a great fight that should be made. They have a common opponent, as we said with what's his name,
Plant.
Caleb Plant. But if you look over the past, say, 5 years, right, and you look at their records, and you know, Canelo has fought 10 times with 4 KOs. Benavidez has fought the same time since March 2019, 8 times with 7 KOs, right? And Canelo has 4 consecutive decision wins, but it doesn't matter. Style makes fights. So I want to see this fight made. And to me, it's a 50-50 fight. People can say, who is David Benavidez for? Well, he's for the Andre, Caleb Plant, David Lemieux, Kyron Davis, Ronald Ellis, and Anthony Durrell and Jay Leon Love. It's a fight that has to be made. Really. It's a fight that has to be made. He's a world champion.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, that's my boy over there, Chop. He say 50 and up, first of all. You coming in here looking like a teammate. Hey, I'm telling you, man, them last couple you named made me laugh. No harm to you, baby. And
No,
then you said Killer Plant, great guy, but I wouldn't throw Killer in the front of his name.
No, I'm saying the man.
No, his name is Caleb Plant.
He stopped almost
He said
everybody.
Caleb
they
Plant.
put in front
Caleb
of him.
Plant. That's his name.
That's why
Caleb Plant. He ain't say Killer Plant.
My apologies.
No, I'm saying we can't dispute his record. He's beaten everybody they put in front of him while holding a world title. So he's ready. He's ready. I mean, we can sit up here and talk about whether he's ready for Canelo or not, but you're a world champion. You have to fight another world champion. Is he ready? Yes, he's ready.
I think we all believe he's ready. I don't think nobody on the panel thinks he's not ready. I think everybody thinks he's ready.
And he has the style to beat Canelo Alvarez.
And anybody that has a belt has no business ducking anybody, man. That belt, I don't care if it's a Reggie belt. That means you're the best man. David Burrell,
What kind of belt you say?
more contenders. Ain't no more marinating fights, bro. There ain't no more.
Can I say this? When Benavidez goes out and stop Canelo, what people are gonna say? Canelo wasn't ready.
Canelo's old. He needs to retire. That's what they're gonna say.
They're gonna say he was old.
He was
he was old, and he really needs to retire.
Years old, and he's in his this now? 2004, his 19th year as a professional.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
he started at 15. He started at 15.
Reason, bro. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to punch the glove because he loves doing it. He loves doing it. Making hundreds of millions of dollars doing it. So why should he stop? The only way he's going to stop is somebody like Benavidez is going to have to stop him.
And Benavidez is going to stop.
I believe Benavidez is going to stop him.
Well, hey, let's get that fight happening, man. How many champions like this, like us, we demand that fight, but we're powerless over the fucking powers that be. So it's like, we're hoping that fight happens. We're not hearing Canelo say it's going to happen. They're leaning towards Mal Charlo and fucking Munguia. That's bullshit. You got Benavidez out there.
Well, he's trying to get his pot right before he get knocked off. He won't be able to make no more money.
I don't think money the issue with Canelo.
Money is always the issue, man. Believe that.
Canelo got bank, man.
No money at all.
Canelo got bank, man. He's been fighting for 20 years.
Can I say this? you will never have a professional fighter fighting for free. So money's always an issue.
Yeah.
If they try to give him under 35 million for fighting Benavidez, he's not going to fight. So
Right.
I'm not.
He's gonna make 100 million to fight Benavidez. Easy.
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
going to be his last fight.
Yeah.
He not hurting for no money, man.
No, we didn't say that. But I'm
Yeah.
saying he's going to get as much as possible because I'm telling you, he fights Benavidez. It's going to
Yeah.
be his last fight.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you
it's
know
not
they
gonna.
say, man, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, man. You know,
And
so he's going
But
to try to get as much as he can get.
gentlemen, we're living in the age of Turkey a la Sheik, bro. If that fight wants to be made and he wants it made, money's no object, bro. That fight will happen, and that's why anything's liable to happen because we're in a whole different era right now. We're in a money don't mean a fucking thing anymore.
Canelo Alvarez does not want to fight David Benavidez. Simple. We need to talk.
So-
he doesn't
so-
want to fight.
He don't fight him. He don't fight him. Then what?
We'll always say, just like when other fighters don't fight each other, we say, why didn't the fight happen? Who didn't want to fight whom?
So that's
Benavidez.
like Lennox
Benavidez
Lewis.
wants to fight
That's
Canelo.
so we take it back to Lennox Lewis and goddamn Riddick Bowe, the fight that was never made.
Yeah, because Bo beat him in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
No, Bowden beat him in the Olympics.
Lennox beat Bo.
No,
Lennox
yeah,
beat
yeah,
Bo.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a fight.
Let me ask you all a question. I think we all love to see the Canelo versus Benavidez fight. I like Canelo as a fighter. I've always have liked him. Do we ever look at the possibility that Canelo really has overachieved and given us more than we could ever ask for? Because he could have stayed at 160 and never be beaten. When you look at when you look at Benavidez, I would like to see him and Bivol fight more. When you look at their sizes, they match up as a better fight than Canelo against either one of them. Canelo, he went to 68, did his thing. He went to 75. He attempted to beat Bivol. The size at some point catches up to everybody. We can take the skill. We can take the skill portion, and I'll say Canelo has a better skill set than Benavidez. Canelo has a better skill set than Bivol. But when you add that mixture of their size in,
And age, size and age make a big difference.
And when you talk about it, you could have a guy that's 30 years old and he's been a pro like they said since he was 15. At some point, that close to 20 years wears on you differently than a guy who turned pro at 22 and now he's only 31. So when you look at it, if Canelo doesn't get knocked out by Benavidez or Bivol, then maybe those guys are not as good as we want to make them feel because Canelo's a senior citizen in boxing years. He has a lot of tread that has been taken off those tires, and he still finds a way to beat these guys. And if you
handicap his people,
but if you make Bivol or if you make Benavidez sweat down to 60 and Canelo goes to 60, can they really beat him? See, when you even it out.
Brother, that's the argument I would make if I'm a Canelo fan and I'm blind. But the reality is they're chasing greatness. I mean, Tommy Hearns turned pro at 142 pounds and went all the way up and knocked out light heavyweight. But he
different fighters.
He probably would have been 132 pounds. So we can.
And I agree with you. I agree with you.
He grew into it. He couldn't make 154 anymore, so he had to be a middleweight.
But once again, he can make 60.
160. He should have stayed there and fought Boo-Boo, but he can't make it anymore, and his body is full out. So he is a lighthead. He is a super middleweight.
I think he can make 60 if it was over to him. I think he can make 60.
Well, the old saying was a good big man beats a good little man. That's always been the statement, man.
And I'll say this to what you said was a great point. Well, why go to 68 and stay there? Sometimes you can find a easier path or a smoother path, because I won't say any of the weight classes are easy, but you can find a smoother path at a larger weight in one situation where a
But it all
smaller
depends
weight
on who you
may be
fighting,
a
though,
more
man.
But can I
difficult
say
thing.
something?
It all
Ray
depends
Leonard
on who
is
you
gonna do
fighting.
that.
Right?
Ray
Yeah, I
Leonard,
agree. It depends on who the fighter is.
if we're chasing greatness, right? Ray Leonard went all the way up to 68 and 175 and fought Donnie Lalonde. Ray
Correct.
Leonard went
Donnie
up to
Lalonde.
160. If you're chasing greatness, I'm from the Tommy Hearns, Ray Leonard school. I'm tired of, well, I'm here and I'm here. If you make the weight and you fight there, go fight there. Stop arguing. Fight everybody.
And I
And
agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. But if you could transport Donnie Lalonde to now, or transport Benavidez to then, Donnie Lalonde don't win on either platform. He don't win on either. You have a totally different
my
situation.
brother, can I say?
But look back at Sugar Ray Leonard before I forget, bro. Before I forget.
To that platform, right? If you transfer Canelo back to that era, he gets knocked out by Ray Leonard, retired by Tommy Hearns, and assassinated by Marvin Hagler.
But look at the three people you named. You named three people that would do that, but they not Donnie Lalonde.
You talking about Donnie Lalonde, who hurt the great Sugar Ray Leonard, who's one of the greatest. So
yeah, but see, Donnie Lalonde had to fight at a catchweight for that. If you guys remember, Donnie Lalonde had to. Yeah, he was the Donnie Lalonde was the 175 WBC champion, bro. Well, I'm not going to talk over you, bro. I just want to point something out.
No,
weights were very important for Sugar Ray Leonard. See, Donnie Lalonde was the WBC 175 champion.
Yep.
He fought at the catchweight of 168 because the WBC just created the 168-pound title.
You're right.
Ray was the inaugural winner of that title, but Donnie Lalonde, he was defending his 175-pound title at 168. So that was kind of bull right there.
That's what money do for you, man. Money can make it happen.
Before Leonard fought Thomas Hearns, bro, Leonard fought Ahad Kayuli. He won the WBA junior middleweight title, the 154-pound belt. And he still went down to 147 and fought Thomas Hearns. So a great can fuck around with the weights. Sugar Ray Leonard was a master of manipulation, bro. He could do it with those weights. I don't know if these fighters today can do that. I don't see Canelo Alvarez doing Sugar Ray Leonard shit. And
all I'm saying is
he's not going to get away with it either.
And if Canelo has filled out, he can't make middleweight anymore. He just can't. So why is he fighting at 68? If you're fighting at 68, you obviously can't make 160 anymore, because there are a lot of fights at 160 that could have been made for him. There's so much fight at 160, why not fight the Charlos? So you staying at 68 because you're avoiding the Charlos, or you don't want to fight, now you don't want to fight Benavidez at 68? Then
but that could be possible.
The man cannot make 160. If you're not
what weight did he fight Floyd?
Retire and go off into the sun.
152 and a half. They fought like 153 and a half, 152 and a half when they were supposed to be 154, but they did a catch weight at that weight. I think it was like 153.
Well, him and Floyd, right? Talking him and Floyd, right?
But I'm saying for Canelo, if you can't make the weight, right? If you can't make middleweight, he has stayed at super middleweight. We don't want to hear anything else. Go down to 160, right? And fight the other Charlo. There are enough fights at 160 for you. But if you're going to stay at 168, because I honestly believe he can't make the weight anymore, then go fight Benavidez or retire. We've been making too many excuses for Canelo. You either fight or give it up and retire. Or if you don't want to fight, then try to make one.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
What's the name?
Start promote.
Get out the way.
Get out the way.
Fight him. I guess Crawford would fight him at 65 or whatever. Crawford wants to fight him.
Yeah, but that's not a good. Crawford don't.
I don't like that.
Take Crawford over Canelo any day.
I don't like that. But
I would take Crawford over Canelo.
Y'all talking like Canelo, but I'm hearing that you're not giving Canelo the respect from the body of work that he done put into the game for 19 years. He could basically pick and choose who the hell he want to fight.
Not while you undisputed. Not while you got all the belts.
19 years in.
No,
You
get out,
talking about
get out
him like
the
he
way.
a new kid on the block.
My brother,
Get
that's
out
the
the
argument
way then.
people make for somebody.
You talking like he a new kid on the block or something.
That's
Get
the
out the way.
argument people make for Canelo for not fighting Benavidez.
Get out the way.
If you don't want to fight Benavidez, retire. You've made enough money.
Which been your mandatory for 3 years.
Thank you. Thank you. If you don't want to
What
fight, give up the belt.
what they say about Floyd when he fought Pacquiao 5 years later?
Wasn't Floyd's fault.
Pacquiao older than Floyd.
Thank you.
Okay, we getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
I definitely agree with you, brother, on fighting and if you're undisputed, you should fight these guys. I just look at boxing and say, I want some of these guys to stay around. Some of them I want to stay around in whatever capacity that we can, because when they're gone, if you look at it, if you take out of the next tier down or the next group of guys age-wise, if you remove Gervonta Davis, take him out the equation because he's in the age group of the guys that's the next tier down. If you take him out the equation and you take away Canelo, you don't have any marquee guys that keep a lot of attention on the sport of boxing.
My brother, that argument was made by Sugar Ray. That argument was made when Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns were on the end of their career. Let me tell you something. Boxing is going to be around.
It's going to be around. I'm saying it's going to be around.
There are always people that takes people's place. Gervonta Davis took somebody's place. Bud Crawford took somebody else's places. They're always going to be great.
Jaleel Hackett is going to take somebody's place.
Look, I can't say that some of those guys, like, okay, I'll give you a reason I say it that way. When I look at it from, my son is a up and coming young boxer, and he's doing his thing. But if he didn't have situations like Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather, whose cards he's fought on, that a lot of the average public wouldn't know you, because without those guys, the Canelos, the Tanks, the Mayweathers, the average person ain't watching a lot of these fights. They're not going to watch them. So having those guys kind of helps a young fighter, because if I can get on some of those undercards, some of those faces, I get to see. Bud Crawford, good fighter. Earl Spence, good fighter. But neither of them could sell out a building on their own. They needed each other.
My brother, we're talking about fighters. That's a separate topic, how management and the fighters' management don't market them. That's a separate issue. But I'm saying they're always going to be great fighters to replace. Before Gervonta Davis, he replaced somebody else. Bud Crawford, we're always going to have great fighters.
Look at when Floyd's reign, if you want to call it that, ended, or look at Mike Tyson, when those reigns ended, we had nice lulls in time where it was nobody. So it was no big fights. It was no great money coming in. Okay, let me say this. I'm not talking about two fighters can make a great fight. I'm talking about one guy, like a Tank can fight Jeffrey the Giraffe and sell out any building that you want to get. So a guy fighting on those undercards has a benefit. Boxing is going to miss Floyd when he's gone. Boxing missed Ray Leonard. It's like when guys are here giving us something, we want to find ways to throw darts at them when we miss them when they step away. When Tank steps away, we're going to miss Tank. It's a fact.
We're going to miss all the great fighters, but there's always replacement. As long as we have boxing around, they're always going to be great fighters. What I will argue is the management team of these fighters, we have so much, right? There was no internet around, and Muhammad Ali was the most popular human being on God's planet, right? Mm-hmm. Now we have the internet. The problem is management team are so damn lazy that they don't market their fighters, right? There's certain fighters. There's no reason. Let me give you an example. I'm from Jamaica, right? If Usain Bolt walking downtown Philadelphia, he should be mobbed, right? Right? Because he's been marketed quite well. If Gervonta Davis, a fantastic fighter, walked down Philadelphia, absence of the hardcore boxing fans like myself, right? And some who watch boxing, he's not going to be mobbed.
Who, Gervonta Davis?
Gervonta
No,
Davis?
no, not him. No, he is.
And you believe that?
Yes. Yeah. If you, let me tell you this. I put a post up about maybe 2 years ago. I was at one of his fights, and I was telling my son, I was like, you want to know what it's like to feel what a rock star is? When he walked into the building to make his ring walk, when he was at press conference, hold on, let me just, at press conference, not walking out amongst the just security, but him walking, people recognize it. And if your point made that valid, why don't nobody recognize Bud Crawford? Because he's getting the same thing.
Not marketed. That's the point I'm saying.
How about I think they're not marketable. There's a difference in not marketing and not marketable. He's marketable as a fighter, but you got to be marketable in other things.
Bud Crawford is a marketable person. He's a marketable fighter. Is that they haven't done anything with him. Bud Crawford comes from, people say he's a country boy, right? Most of America is country. It's not the big cities. Bud Crawford is marketable. They have not exploited his marketability.
So you mean everybody? You mean everybody who he's been in any boxing contact with from the time he turned pro has never attempted to? Because he ain't been with just PBC. He's been around the block. Bob Arum let him go freely because he said I'm losing money with him.
My brother, can I say this? It's not Bob Arum. One of the things in the business of boxing, I talk to Jay about this all the time, right? We got fighters, right? The promoters are going to do so much, right? But how many people, fighters, are getting endorsement and have a marketing firm, right? Marketing them. How many are going to different countries like Muhammad Ali during their off time, doing sparring sessions, doing interviews, and doing all that stuff, right? How many teams say, how many endorsements, right, do most of these fighters have? How many endorsements?
You make a valid point with that, but it's not. I think people start to use that as the crutch for why fighters don't get certain levels of stuff. At some point, you can look at an NBA team or NFL team. There are guys on that team that have done the processes right. They're just not fan favorites. People just don't find you that intriguing. Look at Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney as a fighter is a good fighter. I don't have any problem with him as a fighter. I think if he fights Tank gonna beat him. But as a fighter, Devin he'll do backflips in Central Park if he think that'll get people to like him. And people still don't generate the number when he has to fight. He just doesn't generate.
How many endorsement deals does Devin Haney have that are national or international? How many? Name them.
You can't.
I don't know.
Okay, name a fighter with an endorsement deal that's going to get him out there in the public. Name one.
That gets him out there in the public.
Commercials.
You don't see a lot of them in commercials. You don't see a lot.
Okay.
You don't see. You saw Marvin Hagler. You saw Marvin Hagler with Ray guys.
But there was no social media. Ray Leonard couldn't even go to my home country in Jamaica without being mobbed because everybody knew who Sugar Ray Leonard was. Gervonta Davis is an exceptional fighter. Yes, some people might know him, but I guarantee you if he goes in the airport in Jamaica, unless you're a hardcore fan, nobody knows him. But yet Mike Tyson can't even go to the ghettos.
I don't agree with you on Gervonta. I don't agree with you on Gervonta.
What's your point? What's your point about
it? And drop him off in downtown Kingston. And we're going to see how many people know him. Let me drop Mike Tyson in downtown Kingston. And I'm telling you, the police going to be there in 10 seconds. Because they're going to be 5,000 people around.
What's your point? What's your point about that, brother?
My point is saying fighters, they're great, exceptional fighters, but they're not marketed properly. We don't see them in the public eye except when they're fighting. They might, and that's what I'm saying. We knew who Ray Leonard was from the Olympics, but even that, people all over the world saw him in commercials.
Whose fault is that? We have so many forms of social media. You can promote the fuck out of a fighter.
People, it's the fighter's fault. Because, can I say this? If a fighter doesn't pay his taxes, whose fault is that?
It's the fighters.
Okay, if a fighter, number one, file his taxes, whose fault? It's the fighter, right? If a fight is not marketed properly, we blame the promoter, not the team that the fighters surround themselves with.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Boxing is not like one of them school sport, like football, baseball, basketball.
It's an individual sport.
Resources chase athletes down. They don't chase boxers down. If I do something in basketball, break records, and I'm scoring heavy, they chasing me. The resources coming at me. The sponsorship chases me. They gonna call my mother trying to get in touch with me. But with fighters, they come from all walks of life. They didn't come up through school and get all this silver spoon
and all that stuff.
The fighters coming from the gutter, and a lot of sponsorships ain't chasing the fighters. That's why.
Now, can I say this, my brother? You make a very important point. As an immigrant, I have the mentality: ain't nothing chasing me, right? I got to go out and get it. But you have marketable fighters who are very marketable, right? But they don't have somebody in the team that's going and presenting them to these corporations and these different saying, this is my fighter. If they're not coming to you, you got to go to them. You can't sit back and say, oh my God.
Yeah, but see, you still have to have something special.
Yeah,
you have to have something special.
You gotta have a special quality.
You have to have something special.
An intangible.
So you're telling me Gervonta Davis?
You have to have something special.
No.
You're telling me Gervonta Davis doesn't have something special about him?
But he's not one of those guys. He's not one of those guys you're speaking of.
No, I'm saying,
and look,
fighter.
It's not just that. You see, fighters, their backstory. If Sprite or Pepsi hear my backstory and they don't like because
I've been to jail or anything,
in the street or whatever it might be, they don't want that sponsor, so they look past me.
My brother, we're looking at reasons why it doesn't happen instead of saying how can we make it happen. And the real approach is how I can tell you, yes, fighters.
But this stuff ain't just start, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing been around a long time. This stuff ain't just start.
They're doing, the management team use the same business model and doesn't adjust with the time. And we say, well, fighters don't have any sponsorship. Ray Leonard did it.
That's one man.
Everybody loved Ray Leonard, though. Ray Leonard was on Wide World of Sports every month. Every fight when he was up from his fucking pro debut was televised. Ray Leonard was out there signing autographs, kissing babies. Everybody loved Ray Leonard. The black people loved him. The white people loved him. Fucking Ray Leonard was like American and apple pie. Roberto Duran was the bad guy. The whole fucking world was watching that shit, man. And it was beyond boxing. Tank Davis. I could take Tank Davis and down to have a coffee in my hometown. Nobody would. They'd know who Bruce Gass was. They wouldn't know who Tank Davis was, unless it was boxing.
Why is that?
That's because it's fucking shitty promotion. And like you said, the fighters are promoting themselves, man. Mike Tyson, not only the youngest heavyweight champ, he became the youngest unified, undisputed. Everybody knew who he was because he was kicking ass. And he was active. Bro, you've been saying
ho. I need everybody to be respectful to each other, man. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's speaking, let them finish, and then come in after they finish. Let's all we the older mob around here, so we gotta set examples, all right? So let's not be cutting each other off and stuff like that.
All right, man.
Continue, Bruce.
No. I thought I did, man. I'm just talking about the dynamic fighters like Mike Tyson was, like Sugar Ray Leonard was. It went beyond boxing. The whole world who knew these motherfuckers were, man. And everybody loved them or hated them. They knew who they were. Going back to Ali, there ain't nobody like that today. Nobody knows who Bud Crawford is. Tank Davis, and nobody beyond boxing knows who they are. These people have to break out to the general public by exposure. And we got no better way. We got YouTube. We got the internet. They could be fighting all the time. They could be, it's just different right now. But we're not going to see fighters like Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson anymore unless we see somebody who's got fucking unbelievable talent and is out there and has to sell themselves to the people. And guys, I got to jump off. It's 9 o'clock, man. Thank you so much for having me. Nothing but peace and love and respect to everybody on here, man.
Salute, my brother.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's certain fighters that come out that has it. I don't know what the hell it is,
and Saquon.
But they have it, and people draw to that person, and you know, people really make that person
You know what another
what they
thing
are.
is? If you go back 30, 40 years, we didn't have all these networks to watch. We had one network to watch, two, maybe three, and everybody was tuning in and looking to see something. So everybody caught Muhammad Ali. Everybody
Right.
caught because we didn't have a whole bunch of different networks.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, like he said, had that it factor.
Yeah.